Hi everybody, Andrew's here. Welcome to my today's unboxing video, and this is about Zone Luinor L5 D76 TH04. These two last components have full names. One, Force Disc D76 is known as Drake, and 2, Performance Tip TH04 is known as Spiro-H. Because Zone Luinor L5 is one of its single-pack Hypersphere base, that means that it has a fantasy scene because Zone Luinor flies to the air, emitting the fireball that comes from the sky rocket with, of course, black outlines that can remind us of the traditional tornado weather. And on the back, it can have 2 times the runtime frequency and 4 times the drop frequency. Then I will speed up as I unbox Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spiro-H right now. Zone Luinor L5 can have instructions that we probably don't need this. But we will start with Luinor GT chip. We have a side part that is taller than the smaller one. And also you can see it has a dorsal fin alike that's smaller than 2 outlines for Luinor's wings. And also we have the flames and fires, whose design looks similar to 2 metal dragon heads from Luinor L2, but for the golden painted plastic material. It pretty much looks like it because of the fires and flames. Fires and flames are applied to have Luinor's hair. We got the 2 horns above 2 red eyes, and that panther because of its arbor jaw. Nothing special after those of Luinor L2, with the left side has 1 sharper protrusion on it, leaving the other side have 2 sharp edges alike protrusion. So here's a QR code by which that you are welcome to scan it. Please go ahead and do so. And we have a Zone layer base with 2 arms of plastic Metsu. When it comes to a plastic Metsu, it has 1 curved arm, but with a middle part to have 2 sharper edges that connects with the baseball shape that has 2 stools with 2 legs mirror each other. Same goes with the other same baseball shape that is centered with the bar that has a triangular part that kind of looks like jewel. That's what it comes to there about what am I pointing. Like this. And that leaves it to have a plastic material to be deepened, and whose color is pearlish white. And oh yes, my bad. Zone Luinor is similar to that head of Luinor L5 from Slingshot system because of its upper jaw. Just like I said that from the GT chip that I correct myself. It has a crystal on his forehead with two horns above it, and even additional field imparted to look like that of the sharper top of the building, or more like that spear. It also had the two plates to be like bought out. Leaving its neck consisting of two claws lifted in the air, and we have like the tail. One is intended to be pointy, and two is are slender. That lower point went down with the built-in parts that you can put left rotation GT chips. For its back view, its striking has to be hollowed out, kinda, but not too much. It is about to the slopes as I tested out, and it turns out to be stronger. I tested slopes once and I do it again, but on the camera, pretty much better. And here we got Drake, whose gimmick is strip. Pretty much strip, and that is navy blue plastic material to have upper impact. That is to have the frames on it each sold separately. When it comes to Dragon's upper body on both sides, that is like it to have pretty kinda like a max version of the upper jaw that kinda looks like that head of the Luinor L5 in the anime version, because it is just like Avatar. Curved head but with a flattening crest, and two pointed protrusions on its nose that can have open its mouth with teeth on it. And it has a horn on it connecting with the saber on its ear. And the one the below that. It also has three sharp claws because of its finger, and even the sharper edge that can be, you can pretend it to be like three claws And with a one additional claw that kind of looks like reinforcements that the 3 claws may be. 3 claws are pretty not enough, so it can have 1 claw, so it can have 4 claws. And that part, it is like pointy, with 3 parts that kind of looks like a tail of scorpion. And for a claw, with a reinforcement that kind of looks like a hexagon, but with a sharper part to be flattened out. And here we got 4 stars. And this is Spiro-H. And it has 1 spelling differences, while the original Spiro performance tip has A-L letters after the partial word spur that spells S-P-I-R. But for this performance tip, Hypersphere tip, it has the 0-H after the partial word spur. When I combine these the parts like spur and O-H, that means Spiro-H, which has the same pronunciation, but it has a little spelling to avoid confusion. By the way, as I almost forgot to say, I try not to fill this video with these commercial ideas, but I almost forgot to share the barcode that you may go ahead and write the barcode number of this product. It is about whenever Luinor L5 may experience breakage on one of its components. So you are welcome to go ahead and write the barcode number like this. So go ahead and take barcode number on your paper, and then you will be done. There you have it. Now let's go back to the Spiro-H and also the original version when it comes to making differences. On the one hand, Spiro-H has the one spelling. We've gone over with the 2 terms to combine into the one name of Hypersphere performance tip, more like performance driver. They are spur and O-H, so you can call Spiro-H or Spiro-H in the moderate terms. Unlike the original, there is no AL in the between of spur and that one term called -H, but it do have the same pronunciation. But it do have a same pronunciation. It has a white ball with the engraved counterclockwise pinwheel with 6 protrusions. And we see the perfect circular outline connecting with 1 clockwise pinwheel with multiple protrusions, 2 protrusions connecting with the curved edge, 2 protrusions connecting with the outline of circular gap that has the 2 plain nails on it. That leaves the hollow part to be a shape pretty much pen design, but with 2 circular gaps. Also, it has the 2 wings chasing each other, and it kind of looks like that. We have the 2 wings to be flattened out with probably the 4 curved lines on 2 wings. And the appendage leaving the 2 hollow parts, it kind of looks like that gear parts from G50H spin track from Destroyer Dome. And we have a motif that has the letter P. Make it contact and match a position with the lower side of the letter S. That's leaving the edge of the top part of the letter S to shape like faucet from my kitchen. Thus a P is like a below connecting with the lowest part of the letter S. That's pretty much like it. Pretty so easy. And that's what makes sense to be easier. And the color of this performance tip, perhaps it matched the moderate skin tone of Thanos from Marvel. That is light purple. On the other hand, we have original Spiro that has the same design because of its performance tip. This tip comes from the left flat performance tip from Metal Fight or Metal Fusion Saga. It's on the coin shape alike, but with the top part that kind of looks like that slopes. Pretty much that smaller than these 2 protrusions, whose model kinda looks like a tornado effect. And we got the 2 clips with the 2 claws on it as well. That is like the 2 claws hollow part. Then the motif is about the counterclockwise pinwheel whose middle parts kinda looks like top part of face bolt component. And for the multiple protrusions that I can count about 7 legs. And also this protrusion looks like a lengthy spider legs and connecting with a perfect counterclockwise outline. And the color is slate, the mixture between blue and gray. And that's it for my comparison between the Spiro-H and the original Spiro performance tips. And so I'll use my scale to measure my components out of Luinor L5. Should I say Zone Luinor L5? First, I'll start with Luinor L5 GT chip. This is 3.3 grams. No matter if I mess things up a little bit, it is still worth it. No matter if I mess this up a little bit, it is still worth it. And this is the same. Second, Zone layer base is 8.8 grams. Also, when you put Luinor L5 chip on its layer base zone, this is 12.1 grams. Sorry guys and gals, my flashlight just came off because my battery has reached 20%. And because of this, my scale has shut down on its own. So I have to start over to move on Drake Force disc. But thanks to the low battery leading the flashlight to be turned off, you can see the light so bright and sometimes blurry for us to read. So I probably have to measure the weight of my last two components out loud for us. So we take a Drake as a sample, which is 19.7 grams. Not just for me, but for you guys and gals. So I'm going to make this easier for you to listen to what I say about my grams with my Luinor L5's components. Again, we took Drake as a sample. That is 19.7 grams. Unless you can move in the middle. You can move in the middle. Just in the middle. And it's still the same. 19.7 grams. And last but not least, Performance Driver TH04, as known as Spiro-H. This is 9 grams. Then I will test the slopes again, but the first time in this video. This is stronger slopes. And this is how you can get 40.8 grams. Now I will give this guy one-time test launch in the Vertical Drop Beystadium. Now I will provide one-time launch to my Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spiro-H. And I have to do this again, but with autofocus. And voila! Again, Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spiro-H. And we will move on to the one-time launch segment. So yes, I'll use my BOO long bay launcher LR to launch Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spiro-H. Also, I'll do this in the Vertical Drop Beystadium. 3, 2, 1, let it slip. Wow, look at that. Its performance tip used the vertical wall to go crazy all over the place to take the center. This is because it has a wipeout version. It has a wipeout version of its own stock performance tip, Spiro, the original Spiro. And this is how it stops. Versus Xtender D5 Steam Charge 1H. Yes, should I say Xtender D5 Steam Charge 1-H. Again. Round 1. Uh-oh, I accidentally touched my Luinor L5. We had to wait until one of them sleeps out. Then I have to start over. Round 2, start. Whoa! A counter attack from Luinor. This is how it gets 1 point. Oh yes, I noticed the tone differences. Zone Layer Base has a more purple tone than that of Ace Layer. Round 3, start! Oh my goodness. Brutal 2 points burst finish. Winner is Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spiro-H. Versus Bushin Ashindra A5 Hurricane Keep H. Should I say again? Bushin Ashindra A5 Hurricane Keep H. Round 1, start. Whoa! Dragon Uppercut 6 Arms Man. Round 2 start. That again. That again. And I think the Zone Luinor L5 has barely taken a win. It's pretty all tied up. Round 3 start. And Survivor finish. Round 4 start. Oh my goodness, the epic hits! The epic hits! The winner is Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spiro-H. Versus Venom Devolos D5 Vanguard Bullet 1-H. Round 1 start. Oh my goodness! This is so intense that Luinor L5 gets a 1 point. Round 2 start. Oh no! One more drop, then I get Devolos a comeback. Round 3 start. This is pretty tied up. This is all tied up. Round 4 start. Two to 1. Round 5 starts. Do you know what that means? Here goes the final round. Final round start! The winner is Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spiro-H. And now we're on to the conclusion part of this video. In my opinion, Zone Luinor L5 has been one of the best in Burst generation. Why am I saying this? Perhaps, first of all, GT chip on its own has a strong mechanism in slopes. These slopes are similar to those of my Bushin Ashindra A5 Hurricane Keep H Not to mention Union Achilles A5 Comfort Xtender-H. Before Union Achilles, we have a C Achilles, and Turbo Achilles shares the opposite mechanism in slopes with Whistle Fafner F5. When it comes to my C Achilles layer as we know it, it has a displayed the absence of metal material on its own. Not only that, C Achilles layer has the silver printed decals to disguise its absence of metal, and also it shares the slopes with the splicing S2 layers. Still, the problem is that because C Achilles A5 has a plastic material and also weak mechanism in slopes like that, it makes it vulnerable for everybody to burst the same layer of the same name. It just happened most of the time. Especially for heaviest mechanism in slopes so far in my first generation. Luckily for Turbo Achilles A4, despite the weak mechanism in slopes, it still keeps the blue turbo blades that prevent it from getting bursted by everybody. I also talked about the Union Achilles mechanism about last year, so go ahead and check out my Turbo Achilles video. I already mentioned the same thing, especially from the Daily Motion. And also, I didn't expect my Union Achilles to get stronger as odds has been improved, which is a great news for Union Achilles and its previous evolution when it comes to the family on its own. Eventually, I did talk about my Union Achilles slopes, which has proven stronger than ever. Just like I said in my Turbo Achilles video, so you can go ahead and check it out from Daily Motion. Speaking of a Daily Motion, I'll use a website as the preparatory to reposting to YouTube. So stay tuned until I graduate college. But as long as I do not fool around with my college coursework anymore, I could do the same thing from my next university, and I won't make it optional as long as I will complete my college coursework. I mean, I will. So now we'll go back to my Zone Luinor L5's conclusion. That is about whose zone layer base has the upper attack points. Even though it has a plastic material as we know it, much compared to its Takara Tomy counterpart, it's still pretty much worth it. That is, give the biggest hits to almost everybody from Hypersphere system. Even though it has a plastic dragon head on its own, Zone Layer is still worth it as long as it blasted opponents on its own, much likely before it might test battles in this video. It includes the same situation happened to my Ace Dragon, Bushin Ashindra, and Venom Devolos. Zone Layer base has the nicest and greatest compatibility for left rotation Gatinko chip from Hasbro. For the short term, that is GT chip. You can do the same thing to Wizard Fafnir L5 GT chip, but know this: the mechanism in slope is still weaker, as I mentioned earlier from my double Hypersphere unboxing and also my third episode of my Beyblade Long Bay Launcher LR Aftermath series. This is about weak mechanism in slopes. Observe. This is how this chip can weaken left rotation Hypersphere combination because of its slopes. Which is pretty not that good for the Fafnir family. Not that good. The reason why the Zone Layer base has an upper attack, this is because of its stock performance tip. The way Hasbro designed this tip make it wider and flatter. Before I make it a one similarity only, I got to move my Wizard of Fafnir a little bit more like this. And for this, here goes my Ace Dragon with an uninterrupted detail because of its diameter, which quite flatter and also wider. As I compare it, well, for the diameter, it's kinda that smaller in my eyes. It's kinda that smaller than that of my Spiro-H diameter. Yes. This is about my Charge 1H diameter, quite smaller than that of a Spiro-H. It is true that most of its fingers and claws are made of plastic material. And for the ring, it has multiple blocks that is taller than those of the smaller ones. And the motif of this tip, it is like a baseball bat in the center, but with the top pretty much sharper. And for the Spiro-H, well, the outer design is pretty much similar to the original version. And for the diameter, well, it has a perfect circular ring. And it wants to be the center with a counterclockwise pin wheel. It just looks like the original design of LF from Metal Fight. But at least performance is really so great with the Vertical Drop Beystadium. And I agree with the fun with the bugs in their recent video, and that is most of the time that the Vertical Drop Beystadium is the best for everyone, in my opinion. Same goes with the son and the father from content creator like fun with the bugs. To me, Vertical Drop Beystadium is the best for everyone. Should I say, Vertical Drop Beystadium is the best Hypersphere stadium for everyone in my opinion. And I agree with the fun with the bugs that has one father and one son on it. If you haven't seen the fun with the bugs recent video about which base stadium is the best in the Hypersphere line, just go ahead and watch it. And that video is like the same, but I suggest you to watch their recent videos to look out for the bloopers as they make some mistakes. Especially when they time. It is especially when they struggle with launching their favorite base in the most Hypersphere stadiums. I suggest you to look out for those. Nevertheless, I have the same opinion with fun with the bugs and all the others who likes the Vertical Drop Beystadium. No offense to those people who do not have a Hypersphere stadiums, but with standard type Beystadium. That's it for my Zone Luinor L5 Drake Spiro-H unboxing video. If you enjoy it, please feel free to give it a like, comment, and or subscribe/follow. Otherwise, being later with more videos about Beyblade. Have a nice day, and don't forget to enjoy yourself Beyblading when you have time, especially for your leisure. Bye bye, and also don't forget to stay classy as well.